Hey folks, it's Bishopheals from the ECF Forums and host on Vape TV Live, baby. I'm here today because, man, finally the wait is over. I said, man, we're going to be doing RSSTs. I have been getting the emails, the PMs. Forget about it. I know the big deal about it, all right? I forget about it. I'm here. I'm going to show you from beginning to end and some of the bells and whistles. That's for sure. And this is the RSST from Smoke Tech. Now, I did get this from Fluid Vapor, and it comes in a box like this, and it comes with the RSST, okay? Plus, you get some bells and whistles, which I'm going to go over, that's for sure. Forget about it. It's a very, very simplistic device of an atomizer rebuildable for a Jenny style. And it performs very, very well, that's for sure. And for someone that's new, that's getting into Jennies, okay, literally, don't go out there and spending a lot of money, hundreds of dollars on a brand without knowing if you're gonna like it. Literally, you don't know. It's very subjective, that's for sure. But depending what you're coming from and what mod you're gonna use, there is a lot of things that could be, that goes involved in this. If it's a mechanical mod, if it's a variable voltage device mod, okay? So all these things, they come to play with this, that's for sure. But I'm going to be showing you a quick and easy build and a bell and whistle as an accessory to use on the RSST, which would be silver plated center post. It hits a whole lot harder than it does with the regular stainless steel post, that's for sure. But let me show you, instead of me yakking my mouth all the way, forget about it, let's show you. Forget about it. Okay. So, what we got here is the RSST. It's already been cleaned. It's already been disassembled. I just want to show you. It does come with a mouthpiece, drip tip. Okay. Tank, cap, base, and it comes with the stainless steel 510, okay, post. Now, this is brass, silver plated, okay, brass, silver plated, okay. Now, this you can pick up. I'm going to put a link in the descriptions where it could be available, that you can find them. They're very cheap. They're like probably $10 is where I found them, in two places. One in Facebook, and another one's from another vape store. That they actually have them in stock. So you're going to be lucky to get your hands on these. That's for sure. This makes a night and day of a difference. That's for sure. Okay, for connectivity wise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stainless steel one, and I'm going to put it in the box because we're not going to be using that. Okay. And also, this comes with an extra set of O-rings, and it also comes with a rubber seal. Okay. And what this does is, it all depends between when you insert the rubber seal, it's going to give you a different kind of draw. Also, it's going to prohibit any juice to come out of this hole. However, it doesn't have the same effect for everyone. Alright, this is extremely subjective for everyone. It all depends how hard you draw. Okay? How hard you suck. That's for sure. Forget about it. Yes, I said it. Depending how hard you suck. That's right, baby. So if you have a very, very strong draw, okay, and you tend to suck hard, very hard, okay, you're gonna get a lot of juice in your mouth. So, if you're one of those people, then you're gonna be needing one of those rubber seals, okay? However, if you're not, then you're not gonna experience any juice in your mouth. That's for sure. Okay, as long as you got a good enough draw to get some vapor action going, forget about it. That's all what matters, right? Forget about it. Okay, so let's assemble this bad boy. Okay, so first things first, you take this piece. It doesn't matter which end; it's the same on threads, and you insert it at the bottom base, like so. You screw it on. Okay, once it's screwed on, hold on, mine is a little itsy today. There we go. Okay, so once it's screwed on, you take this, not yet, you take this, okay, and this, you insert this in, like so, okay. Now you take the cap, and what you're going to do is you're going to screw it in clockwise. That's right, screw it in clockwise until it's tight, very tight, see? Just like this, very tight. Now you take this piece, and what you're going to do is you're going to put in the washer first. Washers first. Slide it down, okay? Slide down the washer. Then slide down the spring. Like so, okay? Once the spring is slided down, here's the seal that we need to insert. Now, there's only one way of inserting this seal, okay? You would have to insert it this way. You see that? The top part has to be where it's going to go touching the spring, okay? So, like so. So it looks like that. Let's see. See if I can focus that for you. There we go. So it looks like that. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is very easily, we're going to insert it straight into the 510, straight down, like so, and screw it. You can hand screw it if you wish. Now, the whole idea of this is that when you hand screw it, this 510 connector, you want to make sure it's about pushing out just a little bit, because if you leave it like this, you're not going to really get much of a contact. So you see how it's sticking out now a little bit? Let's stick it out a little more. That's good enough. That's about good. Okay? Like so. That's good. Okay? Just enough that it's sticking out and it would actually give a little bit of contact. If your mod, however, needs a little bit more, then it's very easily, you can just do it by hand. As you can see, it'll just keep screwing out. Okay? So I like to leave it like just barely like so. Okay? Alright, so now we're ready. Guess what we're ready for? Mesh and coil. That's it. Look how simple that was. Okay? And this could be cleaned out, washed out with hot water. Okay? That's what I use. It's stainless steel. That's all what I use. Hot water. In case you're wondering how to wash it, what to use, which is valid points, valid questions, that's for sure. So now we're going to get some mesh. Okay? We're going to torch some mesh. And while I do this, we'll be right back. Okay, folks, so we're back again, and I just finished torching up my mesh, as you can see. Alright, it's already been oxidized. Okay, so now I'm just going to roll it up. And as many of you already know from previous videos, and of course seeing me live doing this for you, it's just a one-way rotation is what I use. That's all what I use. And I just roll it, rolling down the river. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. And it's a beautiful, beautiful freaking Sunday today, that's for sure. My finger's feeling better. I'm moving it a little bit more. It still aches though, you know. thanks for the love out there that's been sending me, PMs and messages and stuff. I've been wanting to do more vape videos. However, it's just I've been giving some time for my hand to heal, and that's why I haven't been on as much. But I have been gaming, that's for sure, and being that I don't use those fingers for gaming, it's I got to do something. So ended up doing that. Got convinced with Scruff, that's for sure. We've been playing our Final Fantasy on the Midgard server on North America side. So anybody that's playing Final Fantasy and wants to hook up, by all means, man, send me a PM. It'll be fun to chill out weekends and have some laughs, some epic pulls. Okay, so I'm done rolling. Okay, we want to make sure there's a big enough inner channel in there, which there is. Okay, now what we're going to do now is we're just going to test it out. Yes, test it out. Make sure it can go into the hole. Into the hole. And it can go into the hole with no problem. So now what we're going to do is, we're not going to use this whole entire length of the mesh, as you may already know. You see this going in and out? So I'm going to leave the mesh about there. Even there is good. Can you see that? Up there. Okay? That's good enough. It will wick perfectly. Okay? And it will prolong the juice in the tank. Okay? Key thing, it will prolong the juice in the tank. Because this will heat up, and it'll keep heating up the juice that's in the tank if the mesh is all the way in. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay, we would want that. Try that if you haven't had, and believe me, it will wick better. Okay, so with that said, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal off the mesh by giving it another coat of torching, and it would also stiffen up the mesh. That's for sure. That's hot, baby. It's very hot. Ooh, mama. This is going to be so good. That's it. This is going to be one of them juicy vapes, man. And let me tell you, you don't have to spend over $100 to achieve that vape, okay? That beautiful tasting vape. This thing is like under 30 bucks, for crying out loud. Actually, like under 20, I think. Going for right now for these things. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to be using 30 gauge, okay? I do like 28 gauge, but however, I like the flexibility of using two different kind of mods. I like to use a mechanical mod, PV, as well as a variable voltage mod. So I'm going to be using a 30 gauge, okay, of Kanto. First things first, you do the little loopy, like so, okay? Now, this build is for beginners. Yes, keyword, beginners. Yes, you. I'm talking to you, beginner. So, we loop it onto the negative channel. Flat screwdriver. Start screwing. Hard. Okay, it's screwed in hard. Hard, baby, hard. That's how they like them. Forget about it. They don't want any weak-ass turns. No way, Jose. So, cut the excess tail of the negative, and then any excess of that tail I will place on top of the nut, like so, okay? Like so. So it's up. Now, we take the mesh, and we work the device. Ooh, my finger's still sore, but not that much, not that bad, not that bad. But I can feel it, dang it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work the device. Now, what you want to do is, as you work the device, take a flat micro screwdriver, and you want to adjust those wraps. You see those wraps? Let me focus it for you. There you go. You see? So what you want to do is take a flat screwdriver, and what you do is you push down like so. Look at that. See that? Very gently. You see how evenly it comes together? And you work the device, do another loop, and you work the device, and you inspect. You see that? And if you want to bring it down a little more to add more wraps, that's totally cool with that. You can just keep pressing down on it. And if you want to do like a micro style, that's up to you. You can also keep bringing them all the way down. But that's what I do when I do these coils. Okay. So for this, I'm going to keep it quite simple. I'm not going to do a lot of wraps. So far I got 4. I'm just going to do probably 5 wraps. And I'm just working the device. And there's my 5 wraps. And now I'm just adjusting my coils. So this is something what you guys may be used to already from certain Jennies. So I already got here 5 wraps. Okay. Now I just want to show you, being that a lot of people have given me devices looking like this, I want to go over a couple of things. As you can see here, this will work, yes, but however, you may get a short, and you're not going to prolong the health and the life of the battery. Why? Because see, it's only going like 90 degrees or 180. It's not going a full 360 up there. And the reason why on this one I recommend doing a 360 is because it's spring. It's a spring activated device, so the washer, you have to put the positive wire right between the washer and that flat head. So you can bring down the washer with your nail, okay, or just use the wire and slim it in, okay. But when you do that, somehow the wire is still loose. It's not really fastened in tight. So just to give you an example, well, first let me do a dry burn onto this device before proceeding, and then I'm going to show you that quick example. So I'm going to put this on the Poldiac. Get an orb. Oof. Ooh, my hand just, ooh, that did it. Wow. So it's on the Poldiac now. And what I'm going to do is, you see how it automatically already just came off on the top? Okay. Which isn't good. Actually, I'm noticing that as I was screwing this in, the positive post went up as well, so that affected it. So as you can see, it lights up. Okay, there's no hot spots. Okay, but however, the issue that I want to show you is that, see, lighting it up like that, it'll light up. But however, I'm going to show you something that, unless you have one of these ohm meters, you're not going to be able to tell. Okay? So, I really, really would suggest getting one of these. They're very affordable. They're not, too expensive. They're pretty affordable. But this is the just to show you something. It light up, and however, as you can see, it still shows a 1. And if I move this wire, you see? Okay? So it's not proficient. However, yes, if I loosen up and tighten down the flathead, I can get a little bit more of a better connection. However, it still fluctuates. So what I recommend is this. You take this wire, okay? You take this wire and you do a full 360. That's it. Do a full 360 around that screw. Okay? And you should notice a big difference now. See? 1.9 ohms. And it's solid at 1.9 ohms. Okay? So, it's a big difference, right? So, what did we learn here? It's connecting this positive 510. I would do a full 360 just one time. That's it. And what you can do is, which, let me cut the excess off of this mesh right now, being that we don't need all this mesh. Now, when I do that, okay, which I have, now I'll put on the Poldiac. Actually, let's put this on something even better. Let's put this on the Cyborg, on the variable voltage device. That was the whole key, that you can use this either on a variable voltage as well as a mechanical mod. So what I'm actually doing, as I'm screwing this in, I'm also screwing on the top, because I want to make sure that the top has a good, there we go, connection. Solid. There we go. And I can cut off the excess wire. And here it is. Okay. So, and I have it at 15 watts, and as you can see, it lights up great. There's no problems whatsoever on this. I want to make sure that the wires are situated correctly. Now, just to show you, let me zoom that in for you. $15 watts, and it's registering at actually 1.2 ohms. Being that I tightened up this pretty tight, it gave it more of a solid connection. So it's at 15 watts. There we go. And it fires perfectly, okay? And I can also bring this up to 20 watts. Okay. 6.6 volts. Awesome. Forget about it. As you can see, she fires. Which is a beautiful thing. Forget about it. So, This is at 20 watts. I always want to say gigawatts. Forget about it. But hey, it's up. Now we need is juice. And of course, you know me. People that know me, what juice am I going to be having? Buka, baby. Buka. Really good juice. So this is what I recommend for people to do. Before filling up the tank, before you fill up any Jenny tank, unless you already had that juice in that tank, you already had that juice, by all means. If you never had that juice in there, what I usually do is, which I'm going to do now, is test the waters, test the vape. You know what I mean? So you want to just drip a couple of drips up there onto this mesh and then vape it and see if it's something that you're going to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you got, forget about it. So this is what I do. Add a couple of drops onto the mesh. Take the cap. Put it right by the mesh hole. Put on the drip tip. And let's give it a vape at 20 watts. Forget about it. Oh, man. Works like a dream. Works ideal. You get good flavor. Great throat hit. A very, very easy to set up, very extremely affordable device to use. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's a nice little Jenny, and it works attendantly well. When I've used this, I didn't have any issues leakage wise. It doesn't leak on me. However, yeah, it will not be pocket friendly if this is tilted on the side. You're gonna get juice coming out. But the performance of this device, I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Nothing but beautiful. Can't complain. Can't complain. That's for sure. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. This was the RSST. Very simple build to do. All right. And sorry it took a while for me to do this video. I do apologize. My humble apologies. As some of you may already know, and some that may not know, I had gout on my fingers, and I had some problems with my joints on my fingers. So it prevented me from doing any wraps, doing junction points and wires. So I couldn't really build. I had to rely on disposable atomizers, and a few friends hooked me up as far as some pre-made wires to get me going. But my finger is getting a little better. It's just I can't keep doing this and spraining those joints, because then it just takes another few more days for it to get back to where it was. So my humble apologies, but you can catch me on Vape TV Live. I'm there Sunday nights and Thursday nights, and also I just started a Let's Play channel on YouTube as far as for gaming. So I'm also doing that in the meantime, being that it's a little difficult to use this, and what I do is I use like a gamepad, a mouse, like everything is being used as my right hand. I really don't use my left hand when I MMO at all. So that's why I'm able to actually do that as far as on my MMOs. But I'm playing Final Fantasy. It's been going great. I mean, for some of you that have already watched it and been curious about it, we're on the Mudguard server. Scruff, his friends, his co-workers and stuff, they have a guild there, so I'm hopped in with them, and it's been totally a fun adventure. The lore has been extraordinary, great. It's like reading a freaking life-size novel and partaking in that novel. That's what it feels like, that's for sure. But with that, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Live hard, baby, and vape hard. Forget about it. Ow!